Alrighty, so we are now going to be moving on to the table portion. So the top portion that's going to sit on top of the base I had been mentioning earlier. So basically what we did already was we went ahead and split up our plywood, which was originally 8 foot long, but now we have 2 4-foot segments. So we have 2 segments that look just like this, right? So right now what I'm working on is I'm gonna get some of that board right there, and I'm basically gonna cut those up to the length of these edges right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and paste them like this, and like this on the edge. So as you can see, I have already gotten started on our other piece that we did here, and I've already got it all squared out. So this is perfectly square now. It's about 4 feet by about I would say 2 feet, 2.5. So it's looking pretty good so far, and as you can see, I've already went ahead and screwed it from the bottom, so this is all secure. This is all one piece, and then this is gonna be that table portion that I said is gonna sit on top of our base. So right now we're working on our last and final cut of the day. That's gonna be this one right here. So basically how I'm getting that measurement, I come in with a tape measure from here to here. I already did that, so I know that our measurement is 67.5 inches. So how does that translate to our board? Well, you're gonna wanna make sure to get your measuring tape. Come over here, and I had said 67.5. I said inches, but I meant centimeters. Sorry about that. So 67.5, as I had said, centimeters right here, as you can see. So I see 67.5 centimeters. I'm gonna go ahead and mark my point. I like to do a little arrow so I know where the center of my point is. So I know that that arrow is at 67.5. How do I make a straight line now? Well, you get your 2 best friends, your speed square, and this will come in handy right now. You're gonna get this, and you're gonna line up your speed square so that when you strike, that mark will line up in the center. So now you can go ahead and strike your mark, and as you can see, we have a mark perfectly down the center. So I know that this little segment right here is 67 inches. Now, this is where our more important part is. You have to make sure that the orientation of your saw is how you want it to be. So look, here you can see that if I go from here and I line up this mark with that 0 degree mark on my saw right here, if I line up that mark on my saw with this mark right here in this orientation, well, guess what? I'm gonna be taking off material from the piece of board that I want to be using. So what used to be 67.5 inches will end up being around, centimeters will end up being around 66.5 centimeters. Why? Because as I said, your blade will be cutting on the left side of that 0 degree mark. So how can we fix that? Simple. Fix the orientation of our board. So now that it's flipped, when I cut on this side, that 0 degree mark, I'm gonna be taking off excess material from this. So this is what I want to keep right here. This is what I want to keep right here. And this is what I want to throw away. So I want to keep this, but I want to throw this away. Why? Because like I said, this is gonna take away material from this. So you want to make sure that it's not affecting this, so that this will stay 67.5 centimeters as we want it to. And so if you want to know how to make a perfectly square cut, it's very simple actually. I already know that this right here is give or take about 1.25 inches. So I'm gonna come in here, line up my speed square with that line at approximately 1.25 inch. Sorry, I had said half, but about 1.25 inch. Once you're at that mark, you're gonna go ahead and grab your clamp. You're gonna clamp that down. So watch this. This is like the magic right here. Because now we got this. And when we go to make our cut, look at that. right at that line where I want it to be. And we're gonna have a perfectly 90-degree angle because my saw will follow through. Let me go ahead and make this demonstration for you guys. Alrighty, so you want to make sure to follow through on your whole cut. Like I said, that material came out of here, so we're gonna measure our board, and 67.5 centimeters, right on our mark. So now we get this, bring it over here, we're gonna place this right there, and looks like we're just a little bit over, but we're at 67.5. So look at that. Is that not beautiful right there, folks? So am I good or am I good? Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and screw this down now, and then we'll put this table onto the base. Hey guys, I'm really excited because we are on this final part of the build. As you can see right next to me, we have our final table plate ready, so you can kind of see what I had envisioned from the beginning. You know, we work right here, and then if I ever have to leave any seedlings or stuff on here, I don't want something to knock it over, so that's what these supports are for. But without further ado, we're gonna crown our base, so let's go ahead and do that right now. See, we got our base, we got our table, and I'm gonna set her down just like that. And that is pretty much how it's going to look. We're gonna work on putting our final holes in here to make sure that it's fully secured. But as you can see, we got our table, and just to test our theory, oh yeah, that's what you want right there. So water will run off. Make sure it's consistent across the board. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see, my friends. So I am very, very happy as to how this is turning out. This feels kind of weird. Normally you'd be working on a table, but now we're working on a table, working on the table. Anyways, so basically, now that we're working on the table, I got the table attached to the base. I basically drilled 1, 2, 3, 4 pilot holes, and then I inserted the retrospective screws. I did switch over to these little Deckmate lifetime warranty, a lot better as you can see. Just because it's gonna be on the top, this is gonna be what's mostly exposed, and I'm also pretty worried about water getting in there and then staying trapped in there. So I am using these higher quality ones to hopefully make the longevity longer. But yeah, so now I'm working on drilling these pilot holes because I'm going to be drilling these into this plate so that this can go attaching to the face. We do already have our supports from the bottom. However, I figured why not go ahead and you know, it'll just tie the whole piece and make it that much more solid. So why don't we go ahead and do that? And yeah, so basically I'm gonna go ahead and drill these pilot holes right here. I already have them pre-marked. And then I'm gonna do this one right here. There's no screw there, I don't think. We're just gonna... Yeah. Alright, felt some resistance, thought maybe there was a screw behind there, but no. So yeah, we got those pilot holes. Gonna repeat the process on this side right here. So we're gonna... just like that. And then we'll do the same thing on this side right here. Now we go ahead and switch our drill bit over to, if I can find it, this bit right here, which is already set up and has the bit for this one. So we can go ahead and insert our screws now. Alright, we'll do that one. Then we'll go ahead and do one diagonal to that one. Alright, so we'll hit some resistance. Then we'll go ahead and do the other diagonals. The color of these also goes a lot better with the color of the wood, so we are gonna be staining this wood so it'll last even longer. Oh. There we go. Do our final one. Now you just want to sink them just so they're flat past the face. And then we'll go ahead and do this one here. Just a little bit more. Alrighty. Do this one. Alright. There we go. And just like that, we are officially done with our table build until we stain it. But that'll be another process. So I'm gonna take over the camera for a second so I can go ahead and show you. But yeah, it's looking really, really good, guys. Solid, sturdy, really legit. You go from the bottom, you have your supports from all down there. So our base plate. But yeah, this thing's legit, guys. Only thing that is missing now is some lights. Really, really nice.
Yeah, you gotta step.